Hi, welcome to Inkscape for Teachers. I'm Geoff Phillips, and in this tutorial I'll be examining the bucket tool and how it can be used effectively. First of all, when you want to create a shape with a fill in it, it's easy to create a path or work with paths. For example, I click on the ellipsis tool, or create a circle, Control Shift, drag a circle. I can fill that, say with yellow, very accurately. And if I zoom in, you can see that the fill is exactly to the border. And that's the easiest way to do it, create shapes with their own fills. Let me just remove that fill. I'll click the red cross and draw another shape, say a rectangle over the top here, maybe something like that. And with the Bezier pen tool, just a straight line, say, say from here through to there, click, click and enter. Now you can see that those lines and shapes create various regions, and there might be a circumstance in which you want to fill those regions without creating shapes. For example, you don't want to create this sector in here or this sector here or this little odd shape in here. To create that might take quite some time compared to how we've done it there, but the trouble is we can't just click and fill that. If I did try to click in here, or click the rectangle and fill the rectangle, it fills the whole rectangle, so I Control Z to undo that. Now the bucket tool down here, if I click it, has some settings here. I like to have it growing or shrinking by 0.5 of a millimetre. At the moment, I'll just go back to the fill and stroke tool, and that's this icon here. On the stroke style, you can see I've got about 0.2 of a millimetre. Let's go up to say 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, you can see that thicken up. I go back to 0.3 say, and I'll do the same with the other shapes. The rectangle 0.3 and the thickness of this line 0.3. Excuse me. Now if I go back to the bucket tool, and if I click, say, this region here, yellow is the last colour I used, and it looks like it's filled that pretty accurately. If I zoom in, you can see there are bits that aren't too accurate in there. Likewise, this area over here, if I fill that, let's change it to green. And it looks pretty accurate from here, but if you zoom in, you can see that's pretty wonky there. It's actually not too bad from a distance, so for most people's purposes that's probably okay, but if you did need it more exact than that, here's how we get around it. First of all, I'll go back to the select tool, click on that green area. Now click on end the node tool. You can see this little node is not quite at the end. If I drag it back there, even this one I might drag back so it's overlapping the boundary but don't want to go past the boundary. Scrolling around at high magnification, and you can see in here there's a little bit of white. If I click on this and just dragging points, it's pretty rough, but I just drag nodes, or you can even drag gradients like that to obscure the white areas. Drag down there, that's just Inkscape misbehaving with those broken bits there. If I click on this and drag this node into there, I think now I've pretty much covered up all the white space in between the black boundary and the coloured shape. If I Control and mouse wheel to zoom out, see the trouble with this at the moment is that the boundary shapes are different thicknesses. For example, it looks pretty thin here but thick here, but if I click on the green and send it to the back using this icon here, that's rectified. And now you can see I've got a pretty accurate fill. It's a bit fiddly, it's a bit annoying, but it's the best we can do with the bucket tool, and it's still probably quicker than creating all those shapes individually and then filling them exactly. So I hope that's been of some use. Once again, thanks for watching.